Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Inventing Magic. Very excited to have on the podcast this week, Stuart MacLeod.
That's me. Hello,
Welcome.
Blake.
Thank you for doing this, sir.
Very happy to be here.
We are recording this on Thanksgiving week. Thank you for taking an hour to do this. Appreciate it.
No problem. It's not my holiday. I'm from Britain, so um, we don't have this holiday. It's a bonus to me.
Amazing, amazing. So we talked briefly beforehand. We have nothing prearranged, nothing set up. I just told you that we're going to start right away. So to
Yeah,
get going on this, I'm going to start a 1 hour timer, and that begins now.
no pressure.
No pressure. No, no, no. Absolutely no pressure. I just love jamming with you. I've had some people on the podcast I haven't jammed with before, and you and I have never jammed one on one, but we've been in
No,
many
big
a room
teams.
together, I feel like.
We've spent months together. Yeah,
This is
coming
true.
coming up with the weirdest stuff.
Do you find that you prefer to jam with teams of people or by yourself or one on one? What do you
One on one,
prefer?
I think, because I was in double act as Barry and Stuart for 15 years, and that process of coming up with tricks was sitting in a room for 8 hours a day. We'd meet Monday through Friday like it was a job.
Yeah.
And much easier to. I get very overwhelmed in rooms. I'm a very quiet thinker, and I'm not like a spitball kind of person. So I'm waiting for the right answer or the inspiration.
Yeah.
Yeah. The aha moment.
And that's probably
Um,
easier in a smaller setting than a ton of people.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, like 50% of working with Barry was just silent. It was like a Quaker meeting. We just
Oh my
sat there.
God. Did you guys work with consultants or writers or just the two of you
Not a
mostly?
huge amount, we had brilliant magicians who built stuff, and in the process of building a thing, it's only 30% worked out.
Totally.
All of the hard stuff is in building it. So, Scott Penrose would build a ton of stuff, Danny Hunt. Um, but we did sit with like Sebastian Clark, who was
Oh, wow.
genius.
Yeah. That's a
Um,
monster.
I mean, not even magic consultant, just this, yeah, monster brain that would just say brilliant things.
That's so
And
cool,
in the
man.
early days, working with Andy Nyman and David Britland, Anthony Owen, and it
Okay,
was,
see, that's crazy. That's a
I
lot of
know,
amazing, smart
I
people.
got to pinch myself. There,
Yeah.
yeah, that was quite an introduction. I was like 21 years old and thrown into the the creative mix with the Denon team was insane.
Wow. Dude, that's so cool. And then you are currently in Vegas, reporting live from Vegas.
Yeah, I'm not at home, so I don't have stuff
That's cool.
or shit,
That's what do you
as we call it.
when you went to Vegas, did you bring just your show supplies or did you bring like your set or what did you bring with you magic?
Well, I came to Vegas to host the Shin Lim show, and it
Hmm.
was supposed to just be a 2 month thing, which extended to 4 months, and now it's like it's going to go on for 2 years or something. So I need to
Wow.
get my stuff together. But I brought the act with me, and they weren't quite sure what they wanted me to do in the show, so I brought a bunch of live stuff, but not really building materials. And then like a club set, like my case set, if I go to a club and someone needs 30 minutes.
Hmm.
Um, so that yeah, that was it. It was not a huge amount of stuff.
Do you find that the most of the stuff that you jam on for yourself is for stage parlor stuff or more than close up for yourself?
Yeah, almost no close up. That only happens when I'm working with Dynamo or Justin Willman. For myself, it's either two buckets. It's sort of seance material, which I've sort of
Oh.
become obsessed with. About 15 years ago, Barry and I took a seance show to the Edinburgh Festival, and that just kicked off this whole obsession with that world, which
Amazing.
touches on, bizarre magic, mentalism, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But in the main, 90% of it is comedy, stage, parlor magic.
That's so cool, man. And do you ever blend seance stuff into your stage work, or are those two completely different buckets for you?
No, they're not different buckets. I'd say like bizarre magic
Yeah.
has always been. a sort of undercurrent. All the stuff that Barry and I did, it was in some way dark,
Yeah.
in either in theme or ostensibly dark with gore and blood. And so that's been an ongoing sort of
I would love to jam on either Seance or Dark Bloody Gore. That has not been touched on yet in my podcasting tackling articles.
okay. Is this close up? Is it impromptu?
So
What are you?
here's maybe like because yeah, the more parameters probably the better. I would say that the target audience for this type of trick would be a magazine reader. So if there was a close-up version of this,
Mhm.
which a lot of stage stuff you can do a smaller version of, I guess, even though it's designed for stage.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that would be cool. Like strolling parlor type of dark seance or gory. I don't do anything gory, so I'm trying to think about like how.
Well, it's sort of gone out of fashion. I feel like around 2010, those early naughty years, there was even in comedy, things were outrageous or edgy, and which has just completely gone away.
You're
And I
right.
think, and all of those, being out of the eye or thread out of the eye or nail up nose, I feel like there was a period of time where everyone was doing it, and now it's sort of it's chilled out a bit. No one wants to see that.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's so interesting because yeah, with you guys and the amazing Jonathan and
Well, maybe it
yeah,
was Amazing Jonathan and Penn and Teller. That sort of growing up watching that in the mid 90s.
yep,
And in the UK, we had this great TV show called The Secret Cabaret, which people can go and see on YouTube. And I was watching that when I was 12 years old. So that was a huge sort of formative, creative experience.
that's amazing. What about seance stuff? In that world, I don't do a lot of seance stuff for myself, but like I've
Yeah.
worked on stuff for Justin or other magicians in the seance world. What kind of stuff would be in the realm of possibility, like walk around seance? I've never heard those two words put together. Like,
Well, I feel like Eugene Barger used to do, close-up seance stuff in
that's
that way. And
true.
I believe he would, have resets for those things. He had a great thing with Well, actually, I should say that, spirit writing is a big thing, whether it's on slates or a spirit message appearing for someone.
Yeah.
Eugene had a great close-up thing which used a cigarette paper
Oh, cool.
and, um, you know, crunched it up into a little ball and lit it with a match, and um, it took a light in a flash. He opened it up and there was a burned message on the little cigarette paper, which
Oh,
was a
that's
cool, like
cool.
close-up version of, spirit slates or
That's a
a spirit
great.
message.
I've never heard of that. That's great.
Yeah. And
I
just the
just.
other day, I was rereading the House of Magic book, and this stuff goes back. I feel like the spiritualists were the first mentalists.
Hmm.
They were using all the Q&A and all of the impression pads and all of the sort of switching devices that mentalists use. Really go back to the spirit mediums, and they were not publishing their stuff, but it was
Right.
quite clearly magic. I read a cool little trick the other day, which was someone had to write a message to someone that had passed
Hmm.
with a question, seal it in an envelope, and then they hold on to it for a minute, and the spirit medium calls upon the other side to come and give us a message. And when they tear open the envelope, their message had changed into a reply
Oh,
from the
cool.
other side, which
Oh,
was
that's cool.
yeah,
Oh, what that's making me think of is like if I love friction ink pen, like that stuff.
yes,
I
hmm
wonder if they're like to jump off the Eugene Berger thing, like if you had a piece of tissue paper and you had flash paper behind it
yes,
and you wrote a message or pre had it written and then they could even initial it, you know,
hmm
and then you lit that message on fire would the heat from flash paper be enough to cause the friction ink to vanish?
I don't think so,
Hmm.
but that is something well worth the test.
Yeah. I did one thing once where I wrote a message on a piece of flash paper,
Yes.
and it was like what's it, the card or your card, the card is the or something. What's the force? 10 of hearts. Whatever that force
Oh,
is.
yes, Justin was doing this for a minute.
What's the
I saw that little properties office with the dry erase ink.
yes. Wait, I haven't seen that.
Oh, maybe this is not yours then. But he had a thing like that.
So here's what. So if you take this message, the name of the card is,
Hmm.
and but if you in within that is 10 of hearts, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I had a similar thing with it was a I'll never find the note here, but it was having someone think of a word from a book, and the word they were thinking of was cold.
Okay.
And um, let's see if this works. So this is what the prediction ended up being, but the part that you could erase. Um, so what I wrote was BLOOD, something like that. That's not perfect,
Yeah.
but in that, I would guess that the word was blood, and that those parts could be erased and
Yep.
flipped over, and it said cold,
That's
which
cool.
was the correct thing.
So the
So
thing
with friction ink, that totally works too.
friction ink is crazy. The thing I discovered, which is very weird, is if you write with friction ink and real ink on a piece of flash paper,
Hmm.
there is a distance that you can get flash paper to a
To
lighter.
not burn.
So what's cool is I did it with a playing card, which was too obvious. But it's like I wrote the name of the card is. I had
Hmm.
the 10 of hearts, I think palmed, like folded up, you know? So I think I
Yes.
had it like that, and I was holding the prediction, and I held it close to the flame, and the letters rearranged to 10 of hearts. So that was hit one, and then whenever I touched it to the flame, it changed into the 10 of
Well,
hearts.
that's cool.
So that's like I didn't think that you could get flash paper warm but not hot, but it's very
Hmm.
possible, which is kind of cool. Flash paper's tough. Friction ink is interesting though. I love messing with friction ink.
How hot does it have to get?
Pretty hot. I
So
mean,
you do not, it wouldn't work on your hand.
dude, I don't know. I've got a friction pen. Ooh, on your hand is crazy.
Well, that's how I did this cold blood thing, was to write the word blood on my hand,
Oh,
and parts of it were dry erase, and that could be wiped away and flipped over, and you would see the correct word.
that's
So,
cool.
with friction ink, I don't know if it would take one wipe or if you need to stick your thumb in a cauldron.
Yeah. Well, I know like Ron Pink has done a lot more better research with friction or like thermochromatic.
Oh, well, I did this once in a show and never again. Um, because of my Scottish accent, people always confuse my name when I order something at Starbucks. And
Okay.
this was a comedy bit for stage where I would take out a cup and write my name, and on the Starbucks cup, it would change to the correct name.
That's cool.
Um,
Using the
it was
heat
all
from
right.
the coffee?
No, I built a thing that was basically a cup within a cup, and it had like a hand warmer in half of the cup.
Oh my
And so
God.
it just took a half turn for the hand warmer to come around behind the friction ink and change the message.
That's cool. What would people hear or think they heard for your order?
It's I could pull up the script. I forget now. Um,
Here we
what do
go.
people I s- okay.
Test.
So what? If you clasp your hand or rub it, is that gonna but you
I
have to let
don't
the ink dry first?
know. I think it needs a lot more heat than body heat. But what I would be curious to know is I think it's just the flash of heat. So like if I put a lighter directly on my hand, like just for a millisecond, like
Yeah.
it's
Uh-huh.
not going to burn me, but I don't know if that's enough heat to cause the thing to disappear, you know?
Hmm.
Gotta source a lighter, which should be in my room somewhere, or
I have
match.
one here which I can pass to you.
Perfect. I've got matches. Uh, Matches are interesting. I just love, recently I've been getting matches from a lot of places. And okay, here we go. So on the hand, no. It got hot on my hand before nothing happened.
Yeah, just pain. Just
Just
pain
pain.
happened.
That hurt pretty bad. Worth it though.
Yeah, don't hurt yourself.
Um, Matches is cool though. Matches feel seancey, you know.
Oh, well, talking about coffee cups, yeah,
Yeah,
what if like reading tea leaves, what if there's a message in either in the cup or underneath, like holding the lights or matches under the cup and it's now burned into the bottom
that's cool.
or something like that?
That's really cool. I love that. Or that reminds me of I've seen like stuff with was it like ink blot tests with coffee spills and like reveals built in that way. I love thermochromatic, also hydrophobic stuff, like the waterproofing spray.
Hmm.
Stuff with that with liquids is crazy, you know.
Yeah. I once closed a show the with that, which Sebastian Clark actually discovered for us.
That's
This
cool.
is on the other side of the Atlantic. I know that here you and Danny had come up with a thing using another principle.
What are we talking about?
I thought,
We don't have to say.
oh, well, maybe it's public knowledge. The never wet stuff that you get
Oh,
here in
yeah, 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 yeah,
America,
yeah.
hmm
That's
which you
really
might
cool.
want to edit out. But
No,
Sebastian found a similar thing in France, um, which, like I said, we used to um, well, to describe the effect, it was an interactive thing where people could choose a murder weapon,
oh my God.
and we ended up. It was actually a little darker than that. We ended up with a gun, which was not the thing, and then the gun accidentally went off, blew off the back of my head, and in blood on the wall behind me was the thing,
That's
which
cool.
was the force. Nice, easy close-up effect for.
Portable.
Yeah,
Oh my God, dude, that's great. Do you have matches by you, or you said you have a lighter?
I have a lighter. Do I have a match? I don't think I have matches. I might have some matches.
Matches, fire, lighter, friction ink,
Hmm.
seance. I feel like we're tiptoeing around some stuff that's all starting to sound similar, you know?
Hmm.
The reason why I like those props too is they fit in your pocket. A lot of people have um matches or lighter. For anybody that doesn't know, I just recently found out a lot of people don't know about these. This is what we're talking about for friction ink. Frixion. It's like heat activated ink that will turn clear.
And I think just last week, Danny Garcia told me you can get the ink
Oh, I
that
didn't know that.
because that's like a ballpoint pen, right?
Yep.
That you can, I don't know what kind of thing they sell it in, but you could paint it on if you wanted a bigger message or.
That's really cool. So the things that you can get commercially is at like your local store, friction ink pens, and then they also have the markers now. So I have a
Mhm.
marker which looks more like a Sharpie when you write with it. Whereas this fine point one looks more like a ballpoint pen. When we worked for Blaine, we ordered pigment, like
Mhm.
thermochromatic powder, and we mixed
Oh,
it
maybe that's what Danny mentioned.
and
Yeah.
we mixed it with clear coat and
Hmm.
just dude, it took weeks to figure that stuff out, to turn
Yeah.
it into a thermochromatic paint, basically. Like a can
Hmm.
of paint that you could just go anywhere in New York City and paint something somewhere. And then it was,
And did that work the same? It disappeared with heat and then came back when it was cold.
yeah, which is really cool because for a time, I mean, this is the distance is so removed from that special, and Blaine's probably cool with this being public knowledge, but for a long time, there were just places in New York City that David could do a trick whenever he wanted
Oh, that's great. With
because
graffiti or
because
something.
nearby was a Blake and Danny graffiti that was somewhere on a wall. Because what's crazy with friction ink is cold will reset it. So cold will
Yes.
bring it back. And at the
Hmm.
time we were doing it in New York with the seasons, at night it would reset. So the next day, um, it was reset, which was really cool.
How big was the flame? Was it like a flamethrower or was he blowing fire? How
Blowing,
big
yeah.
blowing
He was
fire?
blowing fire. So, small, like 1 foot by 2 foot area, whatever he could
Mhm.
safely blow with a ball of fire.
Um,
Pretty cool.
so that, those things are obviously big and um, location specific.
Yeah.
What if, talking about things that are in your pocket,
Yeah.
what if it's a matchbook with a single match in it
I love it already.
and the, um, and okay, just pitching this.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But
Go.
the drawer, the matchbox comes out, you tip the match onto their hand, or they take it out themselves. They close it, the match is struck on the side and then held underneath the box. And then when we open the box, you see the message in the tray.
That's
Um,
cool.
I don't know if the heat would be sufficient to go through 2 layers of cardboard.
I'll tell you right now,
Um,
I've got all the supplies necessary.
well,
Uh,
the bottom of the matchbook could be shimmed,
yeah.
and metal will keep the heat. Um,
Yeah, this is pretty thick, a matchbook cardboard. But we got it. So test through here. I love the idea
are those
of
House
the
of Cards matches?
House of Cards matches.
Right.
Um, so inside one,
Hmm.
light it. Already looks cool. It's turning black. Okay. Got hot on my thumb. So if there is no message, we know it works. Ta-da.
That's cool. You know what's more interesting? And we can talk method later, but
Yeah.
the idea of opening the matchbook with, and they clearly see there's no message in there. We strike the match, extinguish it, put it into the box, rattle it around, and it's as though the ash from the match has written the message on the bottom of the, you know, frictioning might not be the best method for this, but that's a cool little spirit slate. Because it's self-contained as
You
a
know what
thing.
I'm realizing is the average Matchbox drawer
Hmm.
is about the thickness for 2 rows of matches.
Hmm.
Okay. So what I'm getting at is if you built a box that was just a half, like basically a tip over box,
Yes.
you would still have enough depth for your single match. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you could have a matchbox that looks this deep, but it's
Hmm.
actually half the depth.
Yeah.
You take it out, dump the match out, And even like in a keto move or something, like when you're putting it back
And
in.
you're talking about no moving parts. It's just a flip.
Yeah. Because I mean, moving parts wise, though, you have all of the Spirit Slate classic methods, I feel like, too, at your
Mhm.
disposal. Even if what's interesting is probably like a super low techy version, like no magnets, would be like if you had a just a piece of like the exact size, you know?
Yes.
So hold. We're doing great on time, by the way.
How long does it take for the friction to come back?
It depends on the temperature. So if it just stays at room temperature, I don't think it comes back. If you put it in a refrigerator, it comes back pretty quick. If you put it in a freezer, it comes back fastest.
Yeah. And we all know that ghosts write their messages in the freezer
Yes.
more effectively than it. So, you just need to carry a freezer around with you.
Yes. So if you had this, so
Yeah.
match and then a cover, right? If basically if you had the match in there first
Yeah.
and you had your paper here, you could know which way you need to open it. But let's say you guess incorrectly at first. So
hmm
now the paper is down,
hmm
but you can sandwich it uh, between. Is this making sense?
Yeah. We basically just reinvented a slate board flap.
Exactly, but it's just super low tech because
Yeah.
it's being
No, I
held
do love it. Yeah.
it's being held there. So you take this out. You could take it almost all the way out,
hmm
and you're safe, clean. Light the Maybe you close it to
hmm
light the match. So now it's loaded in there, and now you just place it
Drop
down
that
in,
in. hmm
and then your
That's
message
pretty
would
cool. Yeah. And, a little magnet in there would make it a little more examinable in its state.
in B state, a magnet locking it would be great, and
hmm
you wouldn't have to worry about it to
Because the
start.
match is there.
The match acts as a natural blocker, which is kind of
That's
cool.
pretty cool. That's a good sort of switching device too. It's like a really natural classic card box,
Hmm.
you know.
Now, I love when stuff like this ends more clean than it starts. And
hmm
unfortunately, this right now kind of starts a
Cleaner
little.
than it ends.
So, I mean, the reverse of that, just to say it out loud, would be
A takeaway.
cover card there,
hmm
match, that's your start, right? Then you take it out, it's just blank, which I feel like this is a better time when they don't need to examine it as much, I guess.
hmm
Hand them the match. Maybe you ask a question or something, and then you turn it upside down for them to, you know, spark it. And
hmm
then if you were to
So you're
reach,
saying a magnet in the sleeve would
I'm
take it
saying
away.
no magnet, just like only a piece of paper,
hmm
okay? And then if you go like this to open it, you have cleaned up the piece of paper now because it's
What if there's just a like a card box as a half moon? If there's a half moon on the bottom, you could just hold it in place
that's great.
as it's opened. And
What's
because it's a
crazy,
tube,
yeah,
you could easily ditch that flap into your hand.
totally.
Would just fall loose.
Well, what's nice is so if you open this box like this,
Yep.
your message is covered. If you open the box like this, it stays, you know, like that piece of paper.
Oh, without a half moon, it sort of wants to
It
stay there.
it's like gravity, and maybe it's just the dimensions that I got lucky with this matchbox. But so there it is covered.
Hmm.
When you go to open it upside down, it's now being held in position, which is nice because put the match in, do the shaky shake, right? And then whenever you go to reveal the message, oh, it's not hitting every time actually. But if it were to, then you would in clean if this was left in there, and then would be real easy to
To follow. That's cool.
worth playing with.
Yeah, worth a little more thought, I think. Before we lose the thread on the friction stuff,
Yeah,
there might be something because, no moving parts is always fun.
yeah,
There might be something good in what we were talking your 10 of hearts
yeah.
for or the cold blood thing, and I'm sure it works with a bunch of others. Um, the drawer could be open to show a message,
Oh,
and then the match tipped out, and then we conjure the spirit by,
yes,
applying some heat.
yes.
And then inside it's now changed
And you're
to the
clean.
correct thing.
Yeah.
You're clean. Yeah.
Nothing to palm out, which is nice.
Yeah. Although I do love the the slates flap in a matchbox. That's also very cool.
That's super cool. What's a like a premise? We're halfway. This is awesome.
Okay.
Just to give you a time,
Yeah.
a time check. Um, are you cool with continuing down this path? This is kind of cool.
I think if we bail and take another path, we might run out of time.
I agree. I love matches. I love seance. I love friction. I say we stay down that path if you're cool
Hmm.
with this, just to land somewhere. It'd be cool. Blood and cold is really interesting.
Yeah.
Um, having like I'm wondering like even in the seancey world, like a yes no is also interesting.
Hmm.
Like what's it, Ouija board style, you know. You could even mess with the whatever the sleeve is. Like this is a very easy thing to print off and have like whatever the brand of matches you pull out, it could have the reveal built into it. It doesn't have to necessarily be a handwritten,
Yeah.
message on the
Hmm.
inside. Um, so that's fun. What's a question? So I walk up to you and I'm like, want to see something crazy? Check this out. I've got this box of matches, but I'm down to my last match. Um, here, hold the match. I've got an idea. I'm gonna take a pen and I'm gonna write something. And maybe it's already set up. So this is
Hmm.
all like
Yes.
you just haven't seen the inside of the box yet. Um, is there anyone here? You know, do you know if
Hmm.
this house is haunted that we're in? Do you know? Like, there's an easy way to find out. There's this quick test here. I'll show you. Like, this is here. I got one last match. Is there anyone here? Got it? Cool. Light the match. Hold it under there. Da, 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 da. And then when you open it, it says yes or fuck you or whatever it says. It's like, oh, there is a ghost here and he seems mad. Like, is there anyone here? Like a simple question is kind of interesting. I don't know what is hidden in a statement like that?
Is there anyone here? It feels like this is you know, that this would lead to something else.
Yeah, this could also just be
And
the first phase of something.
just to say it too, there's no reason why the whatever is written or you write in the inside the box needs to be a word. I've done again this sort of thing with a wiping away lines to reveal a word. It can just be squiggles,
Yeah,
nothing, or symbols, or witchy looking, ruin style etchings,
that's
and
cool.
then gives us the name.
That's super cool. I love that. Yeah, it's kind of twisted too, like almost in the a more spiritualist, seance-y vibe. Like, there's a quick test you can do to see if anybody's here. You just got to write these symbols that I know. And when you look at them, they're like disturbing cult-looking symbols.
Here's an effect with no method.
Yeah.
What if it's a match and a small portrait, like a cigarette card of a person,
Uh-huh.
you know, and they guess that person's name or their initials. And when we open the box, it says Charles
That's
or
cool.
CG or whatever the initials are.
That's really cool. I wonder if you could thumb write through a matchbox
Oh, interesting.
because it's kind of the perfect size. Like if you had a carbon paper
Hmm.
in there and you had a thumb tip with a point and you did everything you just said, you
Yes.
know, but what you had on the bottom was in here carbon paper
Hmm.
and then on the bottom blank so that even with your nail, I feel like if you wrote some initials, like if they guessed a name, I bet that guy's name was Theodore Charles. Okay, let's see if you're right. Take the match, light it, and then if you open this up and inside it said CT, like,
That's great. A really good idea. And just for the just to keep the matchbox clean, which is cool.
mhm.
What if, you dump out the match and the little photograph,
Yeah,
and without the carbon paper, it's a standard thumb writer.
yes,
And you just happen to be holding the box or the
yes,
case.
way better.
And so that means that you're ending clean.
Love that.
What I don't know is if, you had a bunch of squiggles with a friction pen, with a thumb writer, it would take the ink in such a way that it would, I mean, we can test
Oh,
it.
I wasn't even thinking that. That's way better. I thought you just like I was just thinking blank. You take it out and now you thumb write just
Hmm.
directly on there, close it, take the match, light it, and whenever you look, you reveal what you just
Well,
wrote.
that's cool. That's
But
straightforward.
what you
The
said is better though. Let me try
Well, I'm
that.
just stuck on the frictioning thing. I'm sort of, I think there's something cool about maybe after they've guessed the name that you reveal there's something in the bottom, something written in the bottom of the box, and then we strike the match, hold it underneath, and when we open it, it now says the name that they've or the initials they've given us.
So like there's some scribbles,
Yeah. Hmm.
right? And then you would need like a fine point.
Well, ideally, you'd use the same ink. Not the friction ink, but the same type of pen.
Yes, which that would be like this pen, which I have.
Hmm.
So we'll do S C or S M Santa Claus Stuart MacLeod. There we go.
Okay, so that might pass.
Could work if you
Yeah.
let me let me take out the box, scribble, 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 like that.
Hmm.
Oh, dude, no thumb writing.
Okay.
It's fake scribbling. So you pull out the matchbox
Oh, smart. Yes.
and you just scribble, 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 and at some point you write S M and
Well, shit. I mean, you've got enough time to write a full name there,
yeah,
you know?
yeah. And then you show it,
Hmm.
but what they don't realize, and then also you're clean because the only pen you have introduced into the scenario is
Is a real working pen.
a real
Yes.
working
Not
pen,
not a friction pen.
which is kind
Hmm.
of cool.
Yeah. You know what? I like forget the matchbox and all that stuff. That's just great as a method to take a business card or a blank card and have someone ask a question or think of a card or whatever, and you
Hmm.
go, okay, we'll make some squiggles, hold the lighter under it, and we visually see it change to that thing. That's interesting.
It's really interesting because the method is so just in your face.
Yeah, it's the classic, and I use this on stage nightly, the double right thing
Yeah.
where you're filling in the prediction under the guise of doing a joke or some part of the process to get there.
One thing that just elevates this, I mean, it's obvious, but just to say it, but if the information you are revealing isn't known to you, this just gets better too. Like,
Right.
bad example is if they write down, you pull out two business cards
Yep.
and you draw an X and a line, and you say, on
Hmm.
this one, write someone's name, fold it into quarters. I'm going to destroy it. Got it. Let me hand you
Yep.
this match. Um, and then using the other business card, I'm gonna scribble, 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 scribble.
Filling in the information.
John Smith, yeah. And that way it's like you're the only one that knows this name. As it heats up, say it out loud. That's a simple.
I mean, it's so straightforward. I can't believe that that is not in print already, but I love that.
So
That's great.
here's the pitch. It's two business cards,
Hmm.
uh, a friction pen, and another pen that when they write, so a friction pen looks like a ballpoint pen.
Right.
So
Yes.
that's what this one I have looks the exact same. So you need those two things, and it doesn't have to be a match at this point. It can be
Hmm.
a lighter, and two business cards. What's nice about it being like two business cards is without getting like too showy or like over provy, you can give a false sense of seeing both of them blank without over proving, you know?
Hmm.
Like if you had two business cards with your info on them and on the back, this one had the scribbles on it,
Hmm.
you could pull them out and it's ostensibly feel like you see, you know,
Well, there's the method for spirit slates that uses no flap. That's in Tarbell, I think, which is just cleaning them off. We're seeing blank side, flipping them over, blank side, fl turn over the top. It feels like you see all sides, but there's one side that's dirty. But I mean, with a small little flourish, you know, even a frustration, you could show this side, put it
yeah,
to one side, you know. Not
like
that you need to prove they're blank at the top. That's, running when you're not being chased.
I feel like you could do it though in a non-showy way, which would be so here, let's see, info, info, name. So like here's your business card,
Yep.
info, name, info, name, and then I mean, it's cool because then they can keep your business card, they can keep the
Hmm.
reveal. This feels like a
Well, but the reveal will eventually go back to the squiggles, won't it?
only if they put your business card in a freezer or refrigerator. It's not
Oh.
time sensitive, so it's not like
So I
over
have a
time.
question. If anyone wants to do this trick, do they have to store the cards cold? Or
No,
once it's gone cold, it sort of sticks like that.
no. It's you don't have to store it anyway. The over the counter friction ink,
Hmm.
it's only responds to extremes. So it only responds like your pocket heat will not make this vanish.
Hmm.
Only a lighter will.
Hmm.
And then if it's cold outside, this will not come back.
Hmm.
Only if you put if they put your business card into a freezer,
Yeah.
will it reset? But so here we go. So you've got your two business cards,
Yep.
and you've got that
Squiggles. Hmm.
squiggles. I feel like if you pulled them out and you're like, I've got two business cards here, and I'm gonna give you one.
Yeah, it's a frustrate. It's simple. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got
Um,
two. One for you, one for me. I'll take this one. You take this one. On the
yes.
back, here's a pen, and you can
Hmm.
use the same pen, which is nice. Like
Oh yeah, that's good. You know what? You know what? This is just coming to me now, but this could have a comedy beat and take it out of the realms of spirit writing. And you have that person write question or name over here, and then you take the pen back and you say, "Okay, I'm going to read your mind," and you do this, and you show them the squiggles,
Oh, that's
and they'll
great.
be like, "What the F?" And you
That,
and you could say this. Yeah, I'm just showing this to you, or were you thinking of a piece of spaghetti or whatever? There could be some gag in place of all the to make sense of this
that
squiggles.
motivates that so much better. Also, I like the idea of asking like a question or something because that's potential comedy too, where like ask a short question here.
Hmm.
They
Okay.
ask you know, whatever. Like once you know the question, you can pick a comedic answer to reveal,
Yes.
as opposed to this being a name.
Yes.
Now you have to directly reveal the name.
Yeah. Yeah. If you can think on your feet in that way, it's kind of like the gags that we wrote for Justin with the Ouija board that
Yes.
so you pick a person from history,
Yes.
famous person, Stephen Hawking or whatever, and then the message is a punchline.
Yes.
If you could think that quickly, that is certainly
Well,
fine.
I'm sure like you, like that one too, the way you frame the question can tee yourself up for better answers, probably. Like if you, however, if you were to, I can't think of it now, but if you were to invite one dead celebrity to dinner, who would it be and what do you think they would eat or something? Like the more detailed the question, you know, and then I like the comedy beat almost more than the spirit answer.
Well, if the whole thing is a comedy beat, there's no need to peak the information they write, which begs the question, why do they have to write it at all? But if it's choose a person from history to ask a question to, and they write Einstein or whatever, y- well, then you don't need any double write. It could literally just be a gag.
Hmm.
Um, so forget that. That's probably not a good avenue to go down.
No,
I,
dude,
I think the
that can fit some people. Like, we're gonna attempt. I mean, it's funny if you're just like, we're gonna attempt to contact someone if this fits certain people,
Mhm,
Like, we're gonna attempt to contact someone from the dead. We're gonna use fire to do that. I've got some business cards here. You take one. Write down a famous person from the past,
mhm.
and then they fold it, right? And they just hold it because we don't care, whoever they write. And then now you could do symbols or scribbles or whatever. I'm going to create a conjuring palette where they can respond. You can see, and that's already pre-written. Give me the flame, concentrate on the person, and then it's like it just says leave me alone or something like if
Right.
it
Yeah. Hmm.
like let's see who were you thinking of? Einstein.
Yeah.
Einstein.
Send nudes.
What?
Send nudes.
Perfect. Yeah, if you could have a punchline reveal,
Yeah.
then it's just all built in. But then
Hmm.
if it's like send nudes or leave me alone or something, you could find a message that
Hmm.
that is within and have that all pre-written on a card. So, does that make sense?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be scribbles at that point. If you know your forced ending, it could like I
It
don't
could
know.
look like something else. Yeah.
Yeah. Like if you could find two words that hide send nudes. Like
Hmm.
if you could find two words that say that or leave me alone or leave me alone or go away or F you or
Now that we've moved away from a matchbox,
Hmm.
and I still love that though.
Yeah, that's cool too.
Um, it's two business cards, pen, and a lighter, which is
Yep.
required. There might be just to get this a framework. It could be if you have an old lighter or a Zippo lighter or something, get one off eBay that looks, 50 years old. It could be that this belonged to a person, you know, like psychometry, hold it in
Yeah,
your hand and sort of pick up on the name of the person who owned this,
that's cool.
secretly write it,
Yeah,
hold it up. Um, and then and then with the lighter that you've introduced as an object at the start, you reveal the name of the person,
I
which is
love
really
that. That's really cool. So in that version, you have your Zippo,
cool.
you have your business cards, and you have a scribble, and you have your friction pen that you set these up with.
Yeah.
You could have 10 of these if you're like a walk around magician, like this is
Yeah, I
your
thought
set.
this was our agenda that you'd set was something that you could keep in your pockets
That,
and do
dude, I
again and
mean, that's
again.
a kind of a real, I didn't want to set that high of a bar, but that's,
Okay.
yeah, that would be crazy. If you had 10 of these and all you had to leave home with was your pen that writes the same as the friction,
Hmm.
then you introduce the object. Uh, Here, I'll give you one of these, not too showy. And they write the name of who they think it belonged to, right? Tear, tear.
Potentially, yeah, if that's an interesting enough
I,
hook.
you know what I kind of like about that too, though, is if they write like a name, a first and last name, it might honestly be. This is all subjective now at this point. But if you wrote John Smith, I'm
Hmm.
almost more interested by the reveal of JS.
JS. No, agreed. Yes.
But you could write John Smith at that point.
Hmm.
That's cool.
That is
Not
cool. And I think for any, mentalists out there, I mean, putting that whole thing into a wallet is good
so cool.
because you can have your preferred method for peak with whichever wallets you use.
Yeah.
And the framework still works with all this stuff. Is
The,
this is the hold on, is this effect just too basic? I feel like it feels
no,
like
dude,
someone must have done this
this
before.
is a great.
It's
Okay,
very
so
straightforward.
that's usually when I feel like I don't remember what episode this is. Like we're on 9, 10, or 11, but like if if it feels like this is so good and simple that it has to have been done before, sometimes those are the best tricks because
Yeah. Or
you
it's
know
just been done before.
what
Or
no,
it's been done before.
that's true. But I feel like the friction ink is such a newer commercially available thing
Hmm.
that the idea of double writing directly onto the scribble being the
Yes.
general idea we've kind of landed on today that we're jamming around, that I don't know if that's been done before.
Well, that's
Um,
cool because it's so simple, really, and used all the time by mentalists that
yeah.
double write under the guise of writing something else.
The other thing I'm wondering is like if there was, I'm just saying this out loud, but like you know how a digital clock like you have so a clock, this would be bad, but
Mhm.
like sorry, one second.
Yeah, I get this. Yeah.
So uh every time is here,
Hmm.
right? So if you had that written
Yeah.
in friction pink ink, and then you pulled out whatever your business card or the inside of the matchbox, and you were like, this belonged to Ferdinand, whoever, and there's a crazy story that goes with it, and you're never gonna believe what time he passed away or something. Well,
Okay. Yeah. I've got two things to say about this, but
yes,
yeah, get to the end of your thought.
I mean, you're there. It's
Yeah,
just
I got it. So in the Houdini seance, so I'm one of the mediums at the Magic Castle, and one of the effects is the time that Houdini died, and someone guesses it, and that is found to be engraved on the back of a watch. But what is cool about that is, if we give someone a lighter, it could be inscribed with a name, or it could be Houdini's light. It could be
yeah,
anything.
yeah, yeah.
Hold on to it and imagine a time that was significant from that, or give me a random time,
Hmm.
and you're filling in that time. Um, time of death, really cool. Um, my other thought was, what if on the back of your business card you write a little Ouija board and it's the alphabet?
Oh,
And now that you hold the lighter underneath and all the letters disappear apart from the initials.
oh, that's so cool.
Now, so, they would take a lighter, they would hold on to it, they would give you a name of the person they thought it belonged to. And you could say, well, let's see if you're right. I'm going to make a little makeshift Ouija board here and write out the alphabet. And really, you're just filling in the two letters.
Yes.
Ideally, you want a name that is two different, not CC. Um, and then you show the alphabet,
Yep.
the makeshift Ouija boards. You
Yep.
take the lighter from them and hold it underneath. And now there's no second card or peek. They could just openly say that, and you could fill in the
I love that.
thing.
So you are writing on the back of the business card or the bottom of the matchbox, you are writing you're making a Ouija board.
Making a makeshift Ouija board.
And the
Yeah.
method is the Ouija board is already written in
And you're
frictioning.
just filling in the.
You're just tracing the two letters you need.
Mhm. And that would work with a word too,
Hmm.
provided there were no double letters. If
Hmm.
you ask someone to give you a 3 or 4 letter word, maybe
Hmm.
that could appear.
Yeah. I feel like you can also can you do every letter this way? Or is there do you know what I'm saying? I guess you couldn't do like K or Q, but I'm wondering if there are bad version of this is two symbols where every letter is possible in the alphabet.
Oh, then I'm sure, yes, I'm sure that exists.
If it,
Um,
yeah. So
it
like,
might be like a circle with an X in the center of it or something like that, where you
so
could
let's see. You can find this probably pretty quick.
probably a square too on the outside the circle.
So S is there.
Yeah, A is
So,
there. Well, to go through and so the A would be the arch and then the center
yep. B,
is there.
C, D, E,
Yeah.
F,
Hmm.
G,
Yeah.
H, I, J.
Hmm.
K is a little tough. We'll get back to K. L, M,
M is there? Oh, I guess so. Yeah. I see it.
M, N, like N.
Yeah. It's a stretch, but it's there.
It would be like that.
Yeah.
N, L, M, N, O, P, Q's not there. I mean, you could get like that.
Well, if you put another X, like you've cut your pizza into eighths, then you get K and Q.
Oh,
And maybe those X's extend a little beyond the circle just for some.
style.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that looks
Q.
witchy.
Yeah, yeah. R, S. So basically, what I'm wondering is if you wrote that symbol twice,
That you could get the initials from that.
that's kind of
That's
cool.
good.
This is also making me think, like a time is interesting. Like,
Hmm.
the a time in oh, we have 2 minutes left. A
Ah,
time.
shit.
No, I feel like we've already landed on it. At this point, we're just coming up
Okay.
with multiple versions of this idea.
All right.
Um, a time is interesting, like an hour or something. Like if
Yeah.
you had a
You know what?
wheel.
I have a bit of a pet peeve though with people who ask for times, and I do effects like these myself, but I feel like numbers and times are so meaningless. And
Mhm.
some people will say, "Do you know the exact minute you were born?" And some people do, but most don't. And I feel like otherwise it's just arbitrary numbers. Letters or names are sort of more interesting
Yeah,
words.
I feel that.
Um, but that's not to say that couldn't be a cool trick.
Dude, these are
Oh, we
all
got 2 minutes left. Let me just go back to the matchbook. There's something cool about, oh, fuck it. No, that's too big an idea. We can't. All
say
right.
it, say it, say it.
Um, with the spirit slates, I have had someone do automatic writing where they've taken the chalk themselves, made a squiggle, and then turned around, and then within that squiggle found a message.
Cool.
And so here you could take the match, strike it, and extinguish it. And I don't know how well that would write onto the bottom of the matchbox, but that they would move the match around on the bottom of the box and that you would turn it over and find some message written in there. Like they had automatic writing, being guided by spirit to write the initials, the name
That's
into
really
the bottom of
cool.
the box. But I mean, that's a whole other discussion.
What I like about that though is they could be the one that does this. Like if you had two pens on you, a friction pen and a regular pen, and you were able to make them look the same, you could give them a piece of paper, hand them the friction pen, tell them to scribble all over it while thinking about the name,
Hmm.
and then switch pen, and you take the pen back now, and you say keep thinking about the name, and you
Well,
just
there's no reason for that part, but
that's true.
you could thumb write it
There you
with
go. Yes.
so that's
Time,
also interesting.
timer just went off. Dude,
Ah,
this is a great trick.
I know, but there's six tricks that
I feel
we
like
could talk about for a day.
I know, man. I feel like the big concept here is double writing openly over a scribbled
Hmm.
friction ink, which is huge. So much you could do with it. If you wanted a Genie magazine version of this, it's two business cards, either a lighter or a matchbox fire source, up and two pens, and you've got, like you just said, six, seven, eight different ideas for how to make someone's name appear. That's really, and if you don't do, you know what I've also noticed, sorry, we're in the bonus time, but if you don't make this a secret, like if you're just like, here, write someone's name down, and it's not that much of a magic trick, a lot of people don't go like this.
No, they don't. And I open seances with giving out billets and saying, write the name of someone who's passed. They just do this. I could
Dude,
just walk around the table and remember all this.
it's kind of
Instead, there's a whole switching method,
it's kind of a
But
fun method just to say, here, write down who the a name, and
mhm.
just you put it on the table, and you just eyeball it, and then you go, okay, and then once you see it, like obviously don't let me see.
I think that this does exist. That peak, I
Okay,
feel like I
okay.
haven't had used before.
Lazy man's peak.
Yeah,
Dude, thank you so much for doing this, man. I love this. This is great.
cool.
You're the
Well,
best.
always a pleasure to talk to you.
All right,
Uh,
man. This has been Inventing Magic with Stuart MacLeod.